But Gurdeep, do you think that India still has a scope of retrieving its position? Because this 14 days ceasefire is an interim ceasefire, and where Pakistan will be working on the final shape of the deal. We do not know what shape is it going to take because it's a 10-point peace plan which has been offered. There are lots of terms and conditions to which both sides have to agree. Now, can this period, this interim period of 14 days, can it be used by India to wean away whatever it has lost from the hands of Pakistan? Do you think that there is any space left for that?
Well, you see, the way you framed the question, that is too simplified. Despite the mistakes committed by Mr. Modi and his government, the stature of India as a nation in the international committee still is there. Our moral positioning is still there. It's not all gone. As a nation, we have a legacy, we have a history, and we have the economic wherewithal, and we have the ties with all the three countries. So it is not that India cannot mistake and cannot get back to that table. Issue is whether Modi government will accept that its sudden U-turn towards US and Israel was a mistake. The issue is whether Mr. Modi will try to do a serious introspection of what went wrong and then make corrections. The nation will stand with him because in matters of foreign policy, the entire nation has always stood one. So it is not a matter of Congress versus BJP or ruling party versus opposition party. It's a question of nation. But the issue is that at no stage government has done any consultation with other stakeholders in India, with other political parties. It has done no briefing of parliament of actual why it took U-turn. It has done no debates in the parliament. There are no interviews from the prime minister or from the foreign minister. There are no statements explaining why India did not condemn the death of Ayatollah Khamenei. The only band-aid treatment is being done after they realize that Iran is here to stay, after they realize that their initial position was faulty. So they have been trying to quietly put band-aids on the foreign policy, trying to correct it. That will not help. First of all, you have to accept that things have gone awfully wrong. And then come discuss in parliament. Come discuss with the nation, people of this nation. We are a strong nation. We are the nuclear power. We are the economic power. We are the closest partners of Iran. Pakistan is not. Iran supported India against Taliban in 90s. Iran supported India against intrusion of Taliban, its influence in Kashmir in 90s. Iran supported India to give a trade route in response to China-Pakistan economic corridor. Iran has been with India when India required oil. Iran has been with India in all major events, barring one or two where we also did some wrong decision. They also did. That happens within the nations. But largely, Iran was not with Pakistan. Iran was always with India. But we have lost that in recent days. Everything is not lost. It's a mature nation. The statements of Iran during the war, they reflect that they understand the difference between India as a nation, people of India, and the government of India. They make this very clear distinction. Now, the challenge is for the Modi government to align its policy with what India as a nation thinks, with what people. You do a survey in India today. You talk to people on the streets. They all say that US was doing wrong to Iran. They all say that. Nobody accepts this position of Modi government, which it took in initial days, that we are with Israel and US. The sympathy of common people, even of BJP supporters, they say Trump is trying to repeat Holocaust. This is what the common sense on the streets of India is. The challenge for Modi government is to align its policy with what India today is thinking, what India today is expressing. And India is for moral positions. Moral position is that Iran was attacked by Israel and the US. It was an unequal war. Despite all the might with US and Israel, Iran stuck its nets out. It fought back. It fought back and it has forced US to call truce on the agenda, which is dictated by Iran. The entire war started by saying that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. And now one of the negotiating points is that Iran will work on the negotiating point is Iran will work on nuclear program under NPT treaty. The entire thing was that the Hormuz Strait was open. It was free for everybody. And now it will be reopened, but there will be a toll up to $2 million per ship. The trade was going in dollars, petrodollars. Now the trade is going in yuan. The trade was what has US achieved out of it? People understand that. One day, Donald Trump, the president of US, he says that he will obliterate the civilization of Iran. And today the statement comes that a great period is coming up for Iran, a golden period where Iran will be a huge construction opportunities are there. People understand this, and people do not appreciate what Modi government did.
It's like many hours since the time the official announcement of the ceasefire came by Donald Trump. We have not seen India reacting. We've not seen MEA reacting, and I'm wondering what their line of defense will be. Is this a very tricky situation now for India to even respond to a situation which has been engineered and manufactured by them?
Well, as it say कि दुनिया तो चलेगी अपनी चाल पे, आप आंख मूंद के बैठे रहिए. You can't have an ostrich-like approach to the entire situation. The thing is that whatever was happening during the war and whatever peace agreement will be signed later, or if it fails, the war resumes. In all three situations, there will be a huge impact in Indian economy, on Indian diaspora, on India's neighborhood, on India's relationship with China and Pakistan, India's energy security, India's markets, everything will be impacted by it. So by just pretending that there's nothing which is happening which has impact on India and we can keep quiet, this is not the sign of a mature governance. I understand that the government of India comes up with a considered view, takes some time, but that time cannot be in indefinite delay. That's unacceptable, because this was a war which was touching the lives of every person throughout the world. And now I think the embarrassment of watching Pakistan on the negotiating table, watching Pakistan doing something that India could well have done, the embarrassment is written large over the entire Indian political, BJP's political scenario. They may be embarrassed. But having said that, a mistake was done. It needs to be corrected and accepted and move forward.
Now, I don't know whether India will accept its mistakes, whether it will actually acknowledge what went wrong with the foreign policy. But you, I think in one of your articles, which you wrote recently, I don't remember the newspaper, where you said that India was one of those nations which was facing the severest of this crisis, whether it was gas, whether it was oil. And now when the crisis is over, there is relief for at least the citizens. And keeping aside what the foreign policy or what diplomacy has been all about, is it now time for India to thank? And whom is it going to thank? Is it going to thank Pakistan? Is it going to thank Iran? Is it going to thank America?
No. When a war is going where you had no role, but you are getting impacted and that war is paused, there's no question of thanking anybody. Question is acknowledging what is happening. Question is whether you had the space to maneuver this peace process. There's no question of thanking anybody, any situation, any side. Because in this war, the aggressor was only one side. The other side was protecting itself. So do you want to thank US and Israel for stopping a war that was an unjust war started by them? Or do we want to thank Iran that, oh, you defended yourself well and now you have agreed to a truce? No, these situations would come. Or do we thank the negotiating country? It's not like that. Issue is, the fact remains that in India, everybody is breathing a sigh of relief, because our economy, our diaspora, our energy security, everything was under stress. And this is something that nobody would like to suffer. No nation, no individual. So this is something that brings a big relief to our nation today.
You rightly pointed out that India is embarrassed to see Pakistan at the negotiating table. But my last question to you, Gurdeep, is that who walks away with the credit? Will Pakistan walk away with the credit that they tried to help stop this war, which was raging for the past 39 days?
You see, we have to understand one thing, that Pakistan has always been aligned with the US. So much so that in India, we can call it's a Pithu Desh of US. And the relationship that US and Pakistan have since 1947 is very different, which India never accepted. India never accepted to be a lackey nation of US. So Pakistan, if it does, largely it is also on the basis of its relationship with US, which is not of equals. It's a relationship of unequals. Our complaint with Modi government is that you tried to be a lackey nation of US, forgetting whatever India stood for in last 7 decades. You tried to outdo Pakistan in what Pakistan was doing. And you fell between two stools. And then you had to take a U-turn. So this is what is the problem. Pakistan has a different relationship with US. Pakistan has never been a mature democracy. Pakistan, throughout its independent history, has largely been a military dictatorship. Pakistan is intermingled. The entire system of Pakistan is intermingled with US intervention. So we cannot equate ourselves with Pakistan. India is not Pakistan. India was made independent on the same day, a day after, technically, in 1947. But since 1947, we had our independent foreign policy. We were independent nation, very self-assured, who had a different say from either US or even Soviet Union at that time, or any other forces. So India's position was different. This thing is that we have given up this position. India was a moral voice. India said what was wrong as wrong and what was right as right. This is something that has been given up. So we will never appreciate what Pakistan has been doing, because there's a different background to that. What they are doing is being talked about throughout the world. The entire world is talking about it. Its role is there to see. But this role was earlier reversed when US intervened and for Operation Sindoor to be called off. Pakistan acknowledged it, the role of US. Our government is opaque, that you allow US to intervene and you do not acknowledge it. Trump keeps on mocking our Prime Minister, and Prime Minister does not respond to it. So how did we become such a weak nation? Why did this entire thing come to this juncture, that Trump humiliates India? Trump sends Indians in chains to illegal India. Trump mocks our Prime Minister. Trump forces India to sign an unfair trade deal. And India still stands with Trump. And then when it sees that it's not working out, then tries to take a step back and reestablish its ties with Iran. These are the signs of a government which has lost its mojo. It's a sign of government which is under duress, and for whatever reason, be it Epstein, be it Adani, or any other reason, or maybe they have a blinkered view of the world, because they have been taking their entire guidance right from the inception of RSS in 1920s, from Mussolini to Israel now. They do not believe in the inner strengths of India. They do not believe in what Indian intelligentsia, what Indian bureaucracy and diplomacy, what Indian state has done or offers a solution. They look towards Israel now, and they have been drastically misled by Israel. They have been drastically misled by Trump. And that is why today they are in a situation that a statement also is not there before the country on the entire development.
One quick question before I wind up the interview, Gurdeep, that now, is there a scope left for now India to negotiate with Israel? Because Netanyahu is not in a mood to relent. Do you think that this period, this interim period of 2 weeks or a fortnight, can be used by India to prevail upon Netanyahu and bring a final closure to the deal which is still in progress as far as Pakistan is concerned? Remember those meetings which happened in Islamabad? They didn't fructify in anything which was very tangible. Now again, Pakistan has renewed its efforts. So now can India intervene and give a final closure and take an upper hand as compared to Pakistan?
No, the issue is whether Israel or Iran are requesting India to intervene. Or will India go man na man, main tera mehman? You see, these are international relationships. Do we have that credibility left today to nudge out Pakistan and take that space? Do we have that today? Does Israel have that intention to stand and say, no, I'll deal with India now, and I will not deal with Pakistan or any other interlocutor? These things are not happening that way. Issue is, these are not something that can be answered in one line. These are complex issues of diplomacy in which so far Modi government has failed. So far they have given the opportunity to Pakistan. They have legitimized Pakistan nation as a peacemaker. Pakistan, which was a terror sponsor till recently, Pakistan, which was on FATF list because of support to terror groups, that Pakistan today is coming across as a harbinger of peace, as a nation that is working out solutions. This space has been surrendered to Pakistan by Modi government. Issue is whether US, whether Iran in this case, or Israel, are they prepared to include India's role as a negotiator? Because all three do not have this confidence today that India will stand by what it says and what it does. There's a discrepancy between what Modi government had been saying in past, what it did during the initial days of war, what it did subsequently, and what it tried to explain to nation. And will Modi government go back on its word and say, now we are prepared to be dalal? Issue is, will Modi government say to the nation, okay, now because Pakistan is succeeding, so we will also be willing to be dalals? So if they say so, then it's a different question.
But indeed, it's a very, very tricky situation now for India to see Pakistan in a lead mediator role and sitting at the negotiating table, finalizing things. But we'll have to wait and see how India reacts to this situation. Till then, we look out for whatever statements are coming out from Modi's ministers or Modi himself, or maybe as Jaishankar speaks on it, we'll have to see, or whether MEA does a briefing on this. We do not know, but we'll have to keep a close watch. Thank you so much, Gurdeep, for joining on HW News. Thank you.
Thank you.